Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of DudeWutPodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and this time I am joined with my very good friend. It's Mr. Adam Grizzly Bear Homer. How the hell you doing, bro?
Yeah, good man. Good to be back on again. It's been a while. I think the last one was
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah. No, glad to be on. I've been listening to the last few ones with Hamby, and it's got me itching to come back on again.
Yeah, man. So, today we are going to be doing another one of these So You Think You Know Gaming quizzes, video game quizzes. Because you messaged me and you were like, bro, you totally should have done a blah 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 quiz. And well, I may as well say it's in the title of the episode, a Red Dead quiz. And I was like, well, bro, you could totally do it if you come do it if you want to. So I don't usually do two of these gaming ones sort of back to back, but I thought, no, we'll get you on and we'll do a Red Dead quiz. But before we get into any of that, bro, what have you been up to the past couple of weeks? I mean, I know you went on holiday recently.
Yeah, so again, yeah. I mean, it was a free holiday this time. But
Nice.
yeah, we went to my mum and dad's caravan in Wales by the coast for about 4 or 5 days. And
Okay.
the weather was like amazing. Like, honestly, it was so good.
It looked good. You sent me a couple of videos and a couple of pictures, and yeah, it looked like blue sky sunshine, man.
Yeah, well, my brother was like house sitting with us, well, house sitting our place to look after the cat, and
Yeah.
he was saying like it was absolutely hammering down rain, and
Oh,
I was
really?
like, it's like 20 degrees here, like I'm wearing shorts and t-shirt, sat on the beach.
Nice.
Yeah, but weather was beautiful, and got to take Moose, our dog, for his first trip to the beach, and he absolutely
Yeah,
loved it.
he looked like he absolutely loved it.
He loved it,
I've been
man.
waiting for. I mean, Zeph is coming up too in a couple months, which is mad. Me and Fee were talking about it last night. Like 2 years
Yeah,
since
it's
we've
crazy.
had the cat and the dog. I mean, your cat Nala will be coming up too very
I
soon
know.
as well. Few weeks, literally. So yeah, it's mad how that time has flown. But yeah, so we've had Zeph for like 2 years, and we haven't taken him to a beach like ever. So yeah, like I saw those pictures, like man, I really want to
It's
take.
good,
Really want
man.
to
I
take
mean,
Zeph.
does he like water in general?
Well, it's a weird one because like not liking water is a collie trait. Like they
Yeah.
don't really like water, but and like he hates like the shower or bath or anything like that. But if we go on a walk or something and there's like a little stream, yeah, he's straight in there. So I'm thinking he'll like the sea. I'm thinking the only thing he might not like is the way the
Yeah,
waves like
that's
obviously come up the beach.
Moose didn't like the waves. It's freaking him out.
Yeah.
He eventually got in eventually, but he wasn't a big fan. But we went
Oh,
to this
okay.
one beach where it had like a freshwater stream, like coming
Yeah.
through the beach, and it was pretty deep, like probably waist deep to me. If I
Yeah.
went the deepest part, and he went straight in there swimming,
Oh, fair play. Yeah.
absolutely like soaked head to foot.
Yeah.
Like he loved it, man.
Oh, yeah. It looks really good, man. So that's Wales, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like near Tenby-ish, like probably about half an
Oh,
hour
no
away.
way. Okay.
But yeah, like it's been there for years, and try and go down at least once a year.
That's cool. So we booked a holiday the other day because me and Fee have just been so busy. We haven't been away for a couple of years. Even like a camping holiday, we haven't been away for a couple of years. So we have actually booked a pitch for our tent.
Sweet.
That's South Wales as well.
Where about?
I can't remember exactly. It's Fee is the one who booked it, and I'm not. I mean, I've been down to Tenby and stuff like that, but I'm more of a North Wales man,
Yeah,
North and Mid, so I don't really know South Wales very well.
it's really pretty. There's a lot of stuff around
Yeah,
there. It is really pretty.
yeah. So I mean, we've booked that, and it's basically on a beach, and we're going for like a weekend. So really looking forward to that. Can't wait to, as I say, can't wait to just lob Zeph in the ocean.
Hopefully he loves it.
I think he's gonna love the sand. I showed Fee that video you sent me of Moose digging, and Fee was like, "I can't wait for Zeph to be like digging in the sand and stuff." So.
It was so funny.
Yeah, man. Well, that sounds pretty good. Have you done anything else?
Anything else? Not majorly. I mean, still finishing off some painting in the house. That feels like it's been going on forever.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I'm playing a bit of Red Dead as well. Ties
Oh
in
yeah.
with today's episode. Not much really. What about you?
Oh, okay, cool. I Yeah, not a whole lot. Me and Fee, so Saturday night, I think it was Saturday night. I've lost all track of time. Yeah, no, it was Saturday night. I came home from work, and Fee was doing her last assignment for her, her uni course to be a teacher, basically. And she was having a real tough time with it. I think, I mean, she's only had to do a couple of assignments for this whole course, but they're like beefy ones, like real big boys. And she's just a little bit out of the swing of it. We haven't been at uni now for years, so we haven't done any assignments and deadlines and stuff like that for ages. So she's a little bit out of the swing of it, and she was getting a little bit upset, and she called her parents and was having a chat to them. And basically, Fee's dad gave me a call afterwards and just said, I think she needs a bit of a night out.
Yeah.
Here's some money. Take her out.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah. So we went to... we got a taxi to Bromsgrove.
Okay, to Bromsgrove.
Yeah, we got a taxi to Bromsgrove because there is a restaurant there called Casa Med, which is like a tapas.
Oh, I have heard about this place. Of people I work with, actually.
Yeah, so we went there. We booked a table for about 8:30. Got there, got into Broms a bit early and had a few pints at a pub. Then went for this tapas meal, which was pretty good. I would say, like, not amazing, but pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, we had that. We had a big old jug of sangria. Then we went to another pub where we had cocktails, beers, and then ended up getting back at like 11:30, 11:45, something like that. So that was a bit of a night out, something I haven't done in a long time. And then other than that, the only other thing of note that I've done besides working is I finally got around to watching the Uncharted film last night.
Ah, what did you think?
It was alright.
Yeah, I haven't watched yet.
Have you played the Uncharted games?
I played the first one, and I have played some of them, yeah.
Yeah. So
like I know the vibe.
I think if you sort of separate the Unchartedness from the film, it's a good film. Like it's a sort of film that I really like. So it's just like a treasure hunt movie. If you put it as like an Uncharted thing, it was sort of a little bit like the casting is the worst thing about it.
It's way off.
Tom Holland, good actor, just
way too young.
I mean, we spoke about it in depth on the podcast before, but it's like an origin story for the Nathan Drake character, but I don't care about seeing how he got his little vest or something, like I don't care about that. I just,
you want to see it like in its prime.
Yeah, definitely. You want to see him like swinging off stuff, jumping off stuff. And to be fair, there is a lot of swinging and jumping in it. Mark Wahlberg is probably one of the worst things about the film. I don't know why, but I used to love Marky Mark. One of my favourite actors, probably about, 10 years ago or something. I just don't like him that much anymore. And I think it's probably because there's one thing in Hollywood that I absolutely hate is when actors, they get so big that it's like they don't need to act anymore.
They're just themselves.
They're just themselves, yeah. And the worst film for this, which I saw recently, was that Red Notice that was on Netflix, where you've got The Rock just being The Rock, Ryan Reynolds just being Ryan Reynolds, and it was like they should have just called it The Rock and Ryan, it's what it was. But no, it was okay. It was okay. It had a goodish, treasure hunt story. There's a few characters, if you've played the games, you'll recognise their names. And there was a cameo by Nolan North, the voice.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And, and the thing is, he even looks like Nathan Drake. Just get him. Just fully get Nolan North to do it. Like, I'd be down for that way more. But yeah, no, Uncharted was okay. I'd probably give it a 7.5.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, to be honest, considering it's based on a game as well. I know it doesn't live up to the game.
Like, in terms of video game movies, I would say it's probably up there as, like, one of the best.
Yeah.
But that's because, like,
they're not very
usually good. Video game films are, poor, like really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is all I've been up to, really, man.
Sweet.
Yeah, not a whole lot. Just watching a few things. I've tried to sort of get into a few shows. I also have been trying to get back into gaming a little bit because I've sort of fallen out of it. So I got the Halo Master Chief downloading because I've never played Halo Reach or ODST before. So I got those downloading. Me, Hamby, and Tomo did a live stream on Friday.
Okay.
And we were like, we're going to play Gears 5. We're going to play some Horde mode, like classic, you know. It's going to be like the old days, high school, come home from school, play some Horde. I said this on the stream, but we downloaded a 45 gigabyte game.
There's another massive update.
Yeah, we were like, okay, here we go. You download the game, and it's like multiplayer, campaign, not installed. And you then have to download the campaign, the multiplayer game modes. It's like...
Yeah, it's well over 100 gigabit. It is a fantastic game, though. I've played through all of them, and I've played through 4 and 5 since Series X came out, and great games.
Oh, really good.
Great games. But that did annoy me when it happened to me, because I was buzzing to play number 5. Turned it on. Yeah. Like, whoa! Turned it on. It's like, must install campaign. I was like, what the hell, man? Yeah,
and then it's another like 38 gigabytes for the multiplayer. Yeah. It's a 30 something for the it's what they call a modular game. It's like they do it because they think that it'll save people space. You know, you can uninstall what you don't want, install what you do want. But like that just puts an extra level of complication and sort of annoyance that I feel like
definitely
isn't needed. Like, just let me download the game, you know. I'll manage my own memory and stuff like that on the Xbox.
Especially now, like, it's not hard to get a hard drive or anything.
Yeah. There's one thing, I know I'm rambling a little bit, but there's one thing I never understood about some people and gaming and stuff, is I've never had an external hard drive or anything like that on any of my consoles. Yeah, because, like, I just manage my shit. You know what I mean? Like, I only ever really have 1, maybe 2 games installed, because... I install them, I play them, I uninstall them. I install them, I play them. I don't ever have, like, shit tons of games installed where I need more memory.
I mean, to be fair, I do have a hard drive, and I've got it's full. Because I don't need to delete anything then. It's all there. But I think the one time you sort of need it is when you play multiplayer games, because you don't ever get into one multiplayer game. You're always playing a different few, or you go through phases. That's fair. And I found that in the lockdowns as well, that it was easier to have all of them downloaded, because I was playing Battlefront, Warzone, The Division, all these different games that are huge games, that it's easier to have it just downloaded, because it takes so long, especially if you've got crap Wi-Fi as well.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I just, even like old school days, you know, old consoles, I just always... I think it's because it's like the OCD kind of thing I've got, where if I start something, I've got to finish it. I don't really like to jump around other things. I like to install it, play it, and then delete it, you know. Anyway.
You live and die by the PS2 memory card.
Yeah, man. Corrupted. Right. Let's move on to everyone's favourite segment. It's What Are We Drinking?
What Are We Drinking?
All right, so I asked you just before we started this podcast, like, hey man, what's the situation? Because the last few times, like, you haven't been able to drink anything. You've been on some painkillers or whatnot, so you obviously can't mix it. And I said, are you drinking today? What's going on? And you literally were like, mate, I've already had it, and sort of showed me an empty glass with a straw in it. So what were you drinking?
Well, I was drinking my most recent favourite still, which is a Captain Morgan's Tiki, which I think the last
still on the tiki.
Several podcasts I've been on is what I've had, and I live and die by it still. I've just come back from a dog walk, wanted something refreshing, and it hits a spot.
Okay, good. I still haven't tried it. I do really want to try it, but I just find that, like, I don't ever buy spirits anymore.
This Friday.
Yeah, man, that's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
So this Friday, me, you, Hamby, and Fee are all going out to go and see that Red Hot Chili Pepper tribute band. Yeah, RHCP UK. that we mentioned on the podcast a few weeks back. But yeah, that's this Friday. So that sounds pretty good, man. We'll have to get it.
Definitely.
All right. Well, I've got a different one this time. So this is actually something that I tried a couple days ago, and I thought I'd bring it. I like to try new things on the podcast because I like to give my like honest initial reaction kind of thing to trying them. But this was something else. Let me just jump straight into it. So I have one of the brand new Heineken Silvers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've seen this advertised. It's all over the place at the minute. It's a brand new Heineken beer.
I have seen an advert for it.
Yeah. So this was on Saturday day before I knew that we were going out in the evening. I thought, I fancy a few beers. I'm just going to get some beers. I bought Fia a bottle of wine, and I was going to get me Jaipur, which is like my go-to ale. It's like my favourite beer. They didn't have any, and I sort of was looking on the shelves, and there was a big promotional thing advertising this new Heineken Silver. And I thought, okay, well, I've seen it before, but I don't... I'm not like a lager guy, really. But it was in like a promotional price. It was like £5 or something for 6 of these, which is it's a 330ml can, but it's one of like the skinny, almost like energy drink style cans.
So what's it like advertised as?
Don't know, just a bit new Heineken. I don't know. It's supposed to just be like way more refreshing. That's the selling point.
Guess we'll find out very shortly.
So I'm gonna have a swig before I tell you what I thought of it.
Do it.
So cracking it now.
Oh,
good crack on that. Ugh. Yep, it's absolutely fucking disgusting.
I could tell straight away.
It is one of the worst, if not the worst tasting lager I have ever had in my life.
Jeez.
It's horrific. It's horrible. It's a 4%, but it tastes like it's a 1.5%.
Jesus.
It's just like fizzy water with a drop of lager flavouring in it.
Oh.
It's fucking horrible. And I had one the other night, right? I came back in and was a little bit tipsy, from this night out on Saturday. And I was like, I've got some beers in the fridge, I'll crack one of those. Cracked it, had a sip, and was just like, ooh, nah, stick the kettle on. Like, it's so gross. These will be in my fridge. Unless you guys drink them when you come around on Friday night. They will be in my fridge for a long time. But then also, like, I don't drink lager that much, right? So I'm not too familiar with what regular Heineken tastes like. But I don't know what the hell, like, the selling point of this is, because it's just a gross lager. There's not, like, anything going on with it. It's not got any, like, hint of lime or anything in there. It's just a gross lager.
It looks like it's, like, the equivalent of, like, Bud Light, which is just, like, piss water.
Well, that's what I thought, and it probably is, but it's not as low a percentage as
that's what I was thinking.
Bud Light. It's like a standard lager percentage.
What's the point of making another beer like a little bit lower percentage? It just tastes like shit.
Yeah. I would be interested in... Because, I mean, maybe I'm a little bit biased. I don't really like lager that much anyway. I enjoy a few. I really like a Stella from time to time. I love a Cobra. Cobra lager is probably one of my favourites. But
you ever had
I would like
Estrella?
to... Yeah, I don't mind that.
I like Estrella.
I would like to give one of these to someone who really enjoys lager and just be like, do you like it? And why? It just says extra refreshing taste. Right, it says Heineken Silver is brewed with an ice-cold lagering process at -1 Celsius for an extra refreshing taste and a crisp, subtle finish. Just like with every beer we brew, Heineken Silver is carefully crafted with passion for quality and natural ingredients. Yeah, piss and water. 2 ingredients right there.
Delicious.
Yeah, so, I mean, part of me thought, I'm going to buy a beer for this What We Drinkin', and then I was like, well, I guess I've got those gross things in the fridge. I don't really want to have one, but I thought it'd be interesting, considering it's a brand new product and stuff. And I fully was suckered in by the marketing campaign.
Yeah, you saw the adverts. I want one of those bad boys.
Yeah, it looks good in the adverts, but nah, it's gross. It's gross. All right, let's end that one there, because I could probably ramble about piss water lager for a long time. So let's end that one there.
What are we drinking?
All right. No Hamby today, so there's no Hamby's Hambone to pick, which is unfortunate because it's one of my favourite parts of the whole podcast. It's just hearing like what little things really piss Hamby off.
I love it.
Did you hear the most recent one where he's like fucking
middle
lane drivers?
The thing is, he's not wrong though. He's never wrong.
No, he really isn't wrong. Yeah. And as I said on that podcast, I don't even drive, and it's still incredibly annoying as a passenger to be like, "What are you doing? Get out of the way."
I've got to say, every single Hambo, and I completely agree with.
Yeah, man. It's a great segment. I'm so glad Hamby agreed to do it. I just thought, he's on this podcast all the time. The idea is that you're not a guest, you're a guest co-host with me. So you are hosting this podcast just as much as I am. It's not like an interview thing like how I kind of used to do it. So I thought, Hamby, you're on all the time. Like all the time. Let's get you your own little thing to do, And I really look forward to it.
He's definitely embraced it.
He has. But there's no Hamby this week, so there's no Hamby's Hambone to pick. So let's move on to the entertainment news. There's a few. I've got a few. There's about 6 points. But I don't know if you can see my paperwork, but there is a lot of information per point. So let's just blast through these, right? Typical Adam, you were coming on this podcast, and I knew you were, so I thought, I've got to get some Fast and Furious news for you, because I know how much it means to you.
Hard fan.
So, Fast and Furious 10 has been given an official title. Can you guess what it is?
Drive Fast.
No, I mean, it should have been. It's called Fast 10.
Wow.
It's Fast 10, but they're going with... Yeah, but they're going... It's Fast X.
Oh, wow. We're really mixing it up, are they?
Yeah, Fast X. I think Vin Diesel did a big post, and he was like, "This is it, family." So yeah, Fast X, but Fast 10. But there's going to be people out there that are going to call it Fast X.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fast 10 has got a title. I actually watched Fast 9 for the first time the other day.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's fucking bollocks, man.
I'm not surprised.
Sorry about all the swears in this pod, by the way, but I actually quite enjoy some of the Fast films. I like
some of them, yeah.
I like mind-numbing action. I don't care who's in it. If Vin Diesel does a backflip off a cliff and lands on a bonnet of a car, that's cool. But I actually thought it was bollocks, and it's probably one of the worst, if not the worst one of the entire franchise.
I'm not surprised. It's just bloated, isn't it? There's no substance to it anymore.
Well, the problem with it for me was that the pacing was all over the place. Took forever to get going, and then as soon as it got going, it started winding down, and it was sort of like, hang on, like, I feel like we've only just started. And then it ended, and it was like, I mean, to borrow a point from another podcast called The Weekly Planet, which you should definitely listen to, in this film, John Cena plays Dom's brother, who that we know nothing about through all the previous films. Obviously, those two guys don't look the same.
Not at all.
A good point that Nick Mason from the Weekly Planet podcast made was that in order to make them look more like brothers, they literally just spray tanned them both the same color. Yeah, but no, it was poor, very.
So John
poor.
Cena's gone from a pasty white to a nice dark.
Yeah,
golden brown.
Yeah, but I do really like John Cena. I don't know if you've seen that Peacemaker show that's on HBO at the minute.
I was speaking with Tim, my brother, earlier, and he was saying he's just watched it and it was awesome. I know
it's very good.
It's really good.
It's very good. Yeah, John Cena, good guy, really good guy. Anyway, right. Next little bit of news. Mike Tyson's got himself in some hot water.
Ooh.
Don't know if you heard about this.
No, I haven't.
So this is something... Mike Tyson apparently has repeatedly punched a passenger in the face while on an airplane.
What?
An aeroplane. So according to TMZ, Mike Tyson got into a scuffle when an overly excited fan sitting in the seat behind him would not stop talking to him. You know, and then so he's just turned around and he's just punched the shit out of this guy and left him bloodied, basically.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't, you know, like, I'm
No.
sure he probably would have said, like, that's cool, man, but let's leave it there, or something, you know. But this guy has probably stuck his lips through the seats and was like, I love you, Mike, you know, you're the best, Mike.
Kiss me.
And, yeah, literally, and, like, Mike just had enough and snapped and punched the shit out of a guy on a plane.
On a plane as well, there's nowhere to escape, is there?
No, there isn't.
You just,
Yeah, but I mean, in that situation, right, I think as the person who got punched, you wear that as a badge of honour.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
if your nose is broken, then you're like, guess who broke my nose?
Yeah,
you
if
know?
it's some randomer, you don't. But because of who it is.
Hell yeah, yeah. I mean, there's no footage, obviously, or anything like that, but I can just picture the whole thing. I can just picture him standing up, leaning over the seat, and just going to town on some guy. Yeah, an overly excited fan is what we've got from TMZ. So, next little bit of news. Netflix have reportedly scrapped plans for Bright 2 because of in the wake of the whole Will Smith
Will
slap
Smith, isn't it?
incident. Yeah. Did you see Bright 1?
No, but I just got the impression it was shit.
Yeah. Don't bother. It's shit. It's like they tried to do a sort of a reimagining of like fairy tales, but also tie it together with like a Michael Bay cop thing.
That's an interesting combination.
Yeah, so you've got like ogres in like SWAT outfits. It was crap. Yeah, it was crap.
It looked shit. Like the picture that comes up on Netflix just makes it look shit straight away.
Yeah, it just looks like a bloke who's had a load of like oil chucked over him. That's what they went for the trolls or the ogres or whatever they are. They're just oily blokes in police uniform. But yeah, so it was going ahead with a sequel. I think there's also a spin-off animated film, but they were going ahead with a sequel, and rightfully so, they are dropping out. They're backing out of it because they don't want to be working with Will Smith, which I think is 100% fair enough. I've already spoke at length on this podcast as to how I feel about the whole Will Smith thing. Dude should just be kicked out of Hollywood, you know.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But yeah, it's good that it's scrapped because it was crap. Alright, next little bit of news. Now, this is some gaming news, and it came out today, so it's relatively fresh. I've got a big paragraph here, and I don't really want to read it word for word, so I'm going to try and sort of paraphrase it a little bit. But there's a rumour that private equity is eyeing Ubisoft as the next big gaming acquisition. It says that private equity firms basically are beginning to circle around Ubisoft. This comes from Bloomberg. They said everyone is in early talks, but it includes interest from firms such as Blackstone Incorporated and KKR and Co. Oh, no, sorry, KKR and Co.
KKK.
KKK. Yeah. So it looks like the company is possibly going to sell due to flagging stock prices and ongoing production struggles. So this is something that I wonder who would buy them. I just hope it doesn't become like a single console exclusive situation, because although Ubisoft aren't really a great company these days.
Not anymore.
We've
gone downhill.
lot of crappy decisions, a lot of really bad business practices, things like that. They're dear to my heart still, because they made the AC games.
I know what you mean.
So I wouldn't like to not be able to play a Creed game in future.
I'd like to hope that in the future they turn it around, because
well, I mean, they're doing this. It's called Infinite or Infinity or something, where it's going to be game as a service kind of platform thing, which sounds bad, but what they're saying is basically it's going to be like one menu where you're getting new stories with all new assassins in all new different time periods, different game styles, different things like that, that's going to be updated for the rest of time kind of thing. And that doesn't sound that bad.
It doesn't sound bad in theory.
Yeah.
But knowing Ubisoft putting it into practice, it's probably going to be bad.
Yeah. It probably will be bad. I just want them
I want it to be good.
I want someone to buy Ubisoft and then be like, hey, make them like the old games.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about Ubisoft, I watched this. It's going off a little bit here quickly, but I watched this really good YouTube mini documentary about Ubisoft last night, actually. Just basically analysing them over years and where they've gone wrong, and they make so much money. And I think over half of their income is down to microtransactions as well.
Yeah,
and it's like if they just put that money they're earning back into making the games. They're clearly not. They're just pocketing it. Which, I mean, they're a business, aren't they? But like, they could make really, really good games still instead of just
I think they could
games every year.
I mean, I buy Assassins every year because it's Assassins, but I don't love them like I used to.
No,
and I didn't. This is I mean, Far Cry came and went. That's the first Far Cry ever that I haven't bought because it just looked crap. It looked the same as all the rest of their games. They definitely have. And I have spoken about it at length on the podcast. They've definitely got a formula, which for them is like the winning formula, and they just apply that to every single game, which is crap, you know. Especially when you consider there was once a UB Arts branch where you had like all the little arty games like Valiant Hearts and things like that. You know, where they were like, let's just be a bit more experimental, you know. All that sort of stuff is gone now, and it's just the Ubisoft formula.
They've gone from being like having several different studios to make different games to having like all the studios make one game to churn out as quick as possible. Yeah.
All right, next little bit of news, and this is again a gaming piece of news. So, Infinity Ward. Basically, what's happened is on their social media, their Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, they basically just, like, they didn't necessarily remove all their stuff, but they took down their banner pictures, profile pictures, they took everything down, and they basically swapped it with black images. Now, people are thinking that this is basically hinting at Modern Warfare 2's announcement coming near, because so it was on Friday gone, the Infinity Ward's pages all went dark. They got rid of all their pictures, but apparently someone who works at IGN took the images and then brightened them up, turned the contrast right up so they could actually see, and there is actually something in the pictures. They're not just pitch black.
Okay.
You can see it a little bit when you just look at their Facebook picture, for example. You can see, like, white shades. But apparently, this person at IGN reckons that it's part of the mask worn by Simon Ghost Riley. So they reckon that it is... Modern Warfare 2 is coming soon.
Sweet.
I am actually pretty hyped for that, you know.
Yeah, I would be.
I'm not. I am a bit of a COD boy these days. It's my go-to game. If I'm going online with the boys, I'm just going to play a little bit of COD. But weirdly, I always used to be like a historical warfare kind of guy. Didn't like Modern Warfare. Didn't like Modern Warfare 2. Didn't care about any of that crap. Liked World at War. You know, all the old games. But since 2018 or 19, whenever the new Modern Warfare came out, I love that game.
It's a great game.
And I prefer it to any of the ones so far that have come out since.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, like, I'm really looking forward to Modern Warfare 2.
I feel like it's the game they put the most effort into is Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Every time they put a Modern Warfare title on it, they try.
Yeah. And, like, I'm into it to the point where one of my favourite bands at the moment, Volbeat, who I have mentioned on the podcast before, they just announced a gig in Bristol, kind of like a one-night only gig, and being an O2 customer, I had access to the pre-sale, and I went on it, and I was like, right, I'm going to see how much it is. It's a small venue, so hopefully it's not going to be too much money. Had a look at it. It's about £37 a ticket, which isn't bad, but I thought, okay, right, what have I got coming up? And then I thought, actually, I know that Modern Warfare 2 is coming out at some point this year, and I've already kind of spent my gig budget for the year. So I weighed it up, and I went with Modern Warfare 2 over Volbeat. So,
I mean, it's a brave choice.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be... Even if it's bad, it'll be good in terms of like just being able to play multiplayer with you guys, you know?
It'll be good for Warzone as well. I think it's going to be that breath of fresh air it needs. Just completely redo it.
Yeah, because they're going to... Yeah, Warzone 2, isn't it? Warzone 2.
Yeah, which I don't think will come out when the new one comes out straight away.
No. Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, right? And I know a lot of people whinged and moaned when it changed to the Caldera map. You know, and I do like the new map, but I think overall I did prefer the Verdansk map.
Oh, I think the new one sucks. I mean...
Oh, I don't think it sucks.
I think it's badly... I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but...
Yeah.
I played so much of Verdansk before and after it went back to the 1980s flashback.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was a good map. I mean, I think I got bored of it because I played it so much. I knew it inside out. Where
yeah, I think same.
Like, Magic to Warzone was like discovering the new places where you're like, oh, watching every corner because you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
And I lost that because I played, like many people, Verdansk so much. But this new one, it's just, the way it's designed, it's just so bad because the middle 2/3 of the map is just pointless with that
Forests
volcano
and hills and stuff.
It's just pointless because you just can't play unless you're on that volcano. You're screwed.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think you know, Verdansk got boring because you knew every part of it, but then also like you knew every part of it. You know what I mean? So therefore, it was kind of more fun, I think. But yeah. Hopefully it'll get a bit more interesting with this new Godzilla vs. Kong thing that comes out on May 11th.
That will be very interesting.
I reckon it's going to be crap. It's going to be people with the gorilla masks.
I know.
It's not going to be, you know, Kong and Godzilla fighting over the map, which would be sick. But yeah, we can hope. Anyway, next little bit of news. Jason Momoa, the actor, is reportedly in talks to star in the Minecraft movie.
Minecraft movie?
That interest you at all?
Definitely not. I mean, I do like a bit of Minecraft every now and again, but Minecraft movie?
Yeah, so do you want to make it one notch weirder, right?
Go on.
It's going to be live action.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Who comes up with that idea?
People are thinking like, are they going to square his head off? Is he going to play the main character? You know, but no. The main sort of running theory at the moment is that it's going to be, and I haven't seen Sonic, but it's going to be a Sonic thing where Minecraft man Steve, whatever he's called, breaks out of the game, and Jason Momoa has to drive him across Utah or some bollocks like that. Yeah, so... but yeah, live action, apparently.
That sounds terrible.
It does, doesn't it? It really does. But yeah, apparently they're in talks. All right, last little point now before we move on to the meat of this podcast. I don't know if you've been following this over the last few days. I have. I watch a bit of it every day that it's on. But Johnny Depp's defamation, I don't know how it's said. The case against Amber Heard continued today at the time of recording this. Have you been following this at all?
Not deliberately. I've seen things pop up here and there on social media, but to be honest, I've just been ignoring it because I'm just seeing it everywhere. I don't really care. I mean, I know it's quite a big thing, but
well, that's fair enough. I mean, I'm not
one to gossip, and
I'm not into this. I mean, like, I'm I don't know. I mean, it's literally just it's someone's relationship. Who knows what the hell happened?
Exactly.
You know, but I do feel bad that soon as it got mentioned, Johnny Depp, who, 10, 20 years ago was like the biggest actor in Hollywood by far, just completely got blacklisted.
Yeah.
And that has happened, actors being blacklisted has happened in the past. And it annoys me, like, look at one of my favourites, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Guy was blacklisted for years. Now he's in nothing, Or he's coming back, but Johnny Depp, I feel bad that he basically, his whole career got thrown away.
Yeah.
And her, Amber Heard, who, if everything's fair and equal, she should have been also...
exactly.
blacklisted until the whole situation got resolved. But no, she's starring in, Aquaman and Aquaman 2 and all this stuff. But yeah, basically this is because Johnny Depp tried to sue The Sun a few years ago for printing an article that basically said he was a full-on wife beater. He lost that court case. This was in the UK. And, in his words, like, the phone stopped ringing, he stopped getting roles and all that stuff. Now he is suing Heard for $50 million over a 2018 op-ed she wrote for the Washington Post, in which she described herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. And although Depp wasn't named in the article, he says it basically cost him loads of roles, and he wants that money, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah.
But in this whole court case, it is coming to light that basically, like, she is the aggressor, man.
Yeah.
Like, she's, like, nasty. There's audio clips where it's like her fully saying, like, "Yeah, I hit you, Johnny. Like, grow up, Johnny," and stuff. Like,
yeah, I heard that.
It sounds as if she started fights and he literally locked himself in bathrooms to get away from her, and she was like punching through the door, kind of thing, like wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you can see it, like, in the court case, he's talking about this stuff, and you can see in her face that she knows exactly what he's talking about, But yeah, it continued today. I'm going to carry on following it over the next few days because I find it interesting, and I just kind of hope that it'll get resolved in however way it gets resolved. But then I kind of hope that we start seeing Johnny Depp back in the mainstream because he's a good actor.
He's a very good actor.
So yeah, that was the entertainment news for this week. Hope you enjoyed that little piece of news. I say it in all the podcasts, but I still don't know whether the entertainment news section works in the podcast. I initially started doing it, obviously, as Harry's Half Hour, as its own podcast, but that was like multiple nights a week then that I was having to do stuff, and I thought, this year, why not cram it together and make it its own thing? But I am actually thinking now about maybe doing content specifically for YouTube, not necessarily like video stuff, but like just stuff to be on YouTube. So let me know if the podcast, if I should take the entertainment stuff out, put that in its own YouTube video, and make the overall podcast shorter. Let me know what you think. It's just something I'm kicking around in my head. All right. So this week, I mentioned it already, but this week we are tackling another So You Think You Know Gaming? As I said, I don't usually do them back to back because it's just sort of a series that I do, and I do hope that Hamby doesn't feel like I've cheated on him here with this series. But it's just something that we like to do for a bit of fun every now and again, and we did have another episode planned, but I think we're going to wait until we can actually get Hamby on as well, and then we'll do that. We've got a few other ideas, but yeah, Adam messaged me and was like, "Dude, you totally should have done Red Dead." And I was like, hell yeah, bro. Let's do it then. So, as always, I went into Google and I typed in impossible Red Dead Redemption quiz. And I actually did get a result. Again, it's from whatculture.com, like one of my favourite, not websites, but one of my favourite podcasts. I definitely recommend anyone who enjoys gaming and gaming news and just like jokes and fun to listen to the What Culture Gaming podcast, hosted by Scott Tailford It's good. I listen to it. They do about 3 a week, and I listen to every single one of them. So yeah, that's really good. This quiz is by whatculture.com. It's not written by Scott Tailford. It's written by someone called Ryan Boyle. And it's just called The Impossible Red Dead Redemption Quiz, ... How well will you do? Now, I said to Adam, I did get one that was like a franchise. So it was like both games in one quiz. But I actually couldn't find one. So I think this is specifically for the first game. So... like I said to Adam before we started, I think the plan is we're gonna do this, and depending on how long it takes and time and stuff like that, we may well do another quiz for the sequel. We may well just leave it after this. So
depends how good we do.
Yeah, it does. If we get absolutely slapped, it might be a good idea to just tuck tail and run. But okay, are you ready for this impossible Red Dead quiz, bro?
Do it.
Right, it's been a fair few years since I played Red Dead 1, but I have played it a couple of times, and I loved it. It's
an amazing game.
Let's see how we
Same,
do.
It's been a few years, though.
Okay, question 1. Who saves John Marston after he is shot at Fort Mercer? Now, there's multiple choice. Obviously, I can see the multiple choice. Do you want me to... We're doing this quiz together, but do you want me to tell you the choices, or do you just want to try and go for it?
Is it Bonnie McFarlane?
Bonnie McFarlane is a choice, and I think you're correct with that.
Yeah.
The options were Seth Briers, Marshall Johnson, Nigel West Dickens, or Bonnie McFarlane. So
let's go with Bonnie
McFarlane. I feel like I kind of should have done an intro to this, actually. Red Dead Redemption came out in 2011 by Rockstar Games. And it was their first... Well, no, it wasn't, actually. It's the spiritual sequel to a game called Red Dead Revolver. It's like an open-world cowboy west game. It came out for 360 and PS3 consoles, and was fantastic. Right, we're going Bonnie McFarlane for question 1. As always, I'm using my ancient MacBook Pro, and there's a good wait after every click, so we're just waiting for question 2 now. Alright, question 2. What is the name of the Marston's home on the map?
It's Beecher's Hope.
Well, here's some options for you. Marston's Ranch, Ridewood Farm, Beecher's Hope, or Plainview.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. It is Beecher's Hope, isn't it?
Beecher's Hope sounds familiar. Is Plainview the place where Beecher's Hope is?
I think so.
Down by
those two go hand in hand.
They do, yeah.
And it's near Blackwater, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's not far from the church in Blackwater.
Yeah, Plainview's where the buffalo.
Yeah, I think so.
The bison.
Let's go Beecher's Hope, because I think that's sounding right. All right, question 3. What was the name of the side mission with the Stranger?
Ooh.
California, American Appetites, Let No Man Put Asunder, or I Know You?
I think I know this, but do you think you know it?
I think I do, because I can whittle it down. I remember American Appetites. That's the one with the cannibal.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I don't remember the other two, but I remember the mission, and I remember the gist of the mission, if you can call it that. It's just a cutscene, really. Is basically just someone saying, like, I know you, Mr. Marston. So my guess would be I know you.
Yeah, that's what I think it is as well.
All right.
I think.
Because isn't it like the devil or something? Or is it like a ghost or something?
There's loads of theories about it, but John Marston turns to shoot him, because I think there's like 3 or 4 missions he gives you.
There is, yeah.
And on the last one, John Marston shoots him, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. So there's lots of theories.
And he's dressed in like old clothing, isn't he? Like proper old top hat and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going with I Know You for question 3. I should say as well, it doesn't say how many questions are in this quiz, so I got no clue. I'm guessing probably about 12. Okay, question 4. What are the names of the 2 American states the game takes place in? Choices are Armadillo and Blackwater, New Mexico and Texas, New Austin and West Elizabeth, or Benedict Point and Hennigan Stead.
I know this. I'm assuming you know this as well.
So I didn't know. Okay, hang on. So is New Austin the part in Mexico? No, because Armadillo's in New Austin, isn't it?
So, well, I thought it was New Austin, West Elizabeth. What was the question? There were 2 American states.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, sorry, 2 American states the game takes place in. So I know that New Austin and West Elizabeth from Red Dead 2, but I didn't know that Red Dead 1 was in 2 states.
Yeah, I think it's New Austin and West Elizabeth. I'm pretty certain.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's New Austin definitely is one because I'm fairly certain that's where Armadillo is, and I think West Elizabeth is where Blackwater is, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, we're going for that option. Okay, question 5. What is the name of the song that plays when Marston first enters Mexico? When Marston first enters Mexico.
I think I know this. If you tell
can
me,
you take a guess without any? Because I think I know it based on looking at them, but I can't not look at them. So do you think you have an idea?
Yeah, I don't have an idea off the top of my head, but if I heard them, but isn't it by? Is it like the guy is like Jose Gonzalez or something like that, isn't he? We've got the singer, I think. But
yeah, that sounds familiar. That also isn't Jose Gonzalez the name of the guy who did the Feliz Navidad? I don't know. Could
if
be.
he is, he's a genius, man. He's a genius. He's a banger.
Okay, the options are Born Unto Trouble, Far Away, Bury Me Not on the Lone Prairie, or Dead Man's Gun.
I think it's Far Away.
I also think it's Far Away. What a badass moment in a game.
Oh, it's awesome.
It fully just lets you go at your own pace. There's nobody there, nothing around. It just lets you ride. And you're riding for a good maybe 4 minutes real time. And you can't really hear anything other than the hoofs of your horse and this acoustic song plays. It's a really good moment.
It is. I think it's one of those moments that you can only experience it once and properly appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Because you don't expect it. It just starts playing while you're riding. The first time you play it,
It's definitely one of the best bits of a game.
Yeah.
Of an amazing game as well.
All right, we're going with Far Away. Question 6. Okay, how many non-DLC outfits are there?
Ooh.
Options
There's
are
not many.
13, 16, 18, or 24.
I think it's quite low. Because unlike Red Dead 2, where you can customize your outfits, they're preset, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They're all unlockable.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite low. There's not a lot, I don't think.
I genuinely do not remember. I remember a couple. I remember at least 5, but
yeah,
I tend to stick with the black duster coat or the smart suit thing.
The duster coat was badass. Personally, I think it's the lowest one. I think, is it 13?
13's the lowest. Should we go with that?
If you agree.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Low. It says non-DLC as well. So.
Yeah.
All right, we're going 13. All right, question 7. What weapon is unlocked at the end of the Master Hunter Challenge? Is it the Buffalo Rifle, the Explosive Rifle, the Mauser Pistol, or the Mauser Pistol, or the Blunderbuss?
Oh.
So I think you can eliminate some here. Blunderbuss, I'm fairly certain, was from the Undead Nightmare DLC.
Yeah, that was Undead Nightmare DLC.
So we can take that out of there. In fairness, if it's hunting, you don't think it's not going to be an explosive rifle, is it? You don't want to blow up your prey, do you? When you want to get a clean kill.
Yeah.
I would be inclined to say buffalo rifle. But that might be a bit too on the nose. I don't know.
I think it's not a blunderbuss, obviously, like we said. It's not a Mauser pistol. It just isn't.
Yeah.
So what are the other options then? The buffalo rifle?
Buffalo or explosive?
Yeah, it's got to be buffalo rifle then, hasn't
Let's
it?
go buffalo. Question 8. What are the words inscribed on John's grave? Spoiler there, sorry. Ooh. Spoiler alert for a very old game.
Very old now.
Okay, options are always in our hearts, blessed are the peacemakers, never forgotten, or family man.
Ooh.
I genuinely don't remember this.
I don't remember. I remember going to it. I don't remember what it said, but I think family man would be a good guess.
I think family man would be a great guess. I also kind of feel like blessed are the peacemakers. But it's a tiny little cross, isn't it, that he has?
Yeah, it is.
So I wouldn't have thought it'd be too many words, you know?
No, where at least family man is just 2 words.
Yeah. I'm torn on this one, man. I think it could really be... I don't think it's going to be never forgotten. I think it genuinely could be always in our hearts, blessed are the peacemakers, or family man. I don't know. I think you're onto something with family man, though, because, I mean, family is obviously a massive theme in the game.
A huge theme in the game, yeah.
Let's go family man.
The whole game revolves around his family, doesn't it?
All right, family man we're going for.
Sweet.
Question 9. How does Irish die? Spoiler again, sorry. How does Irish die? From an accidental gun discharge, falling off a cliff, drowned, or shot by police after a bank robbery? Now, I don't even remember Irish dying.
No, I don't. So that is a spoiler for me.
I remember the character. I thought he was a great character. But I don't...
he was a good character.
I don't remember him.
I remember... There's not a lot I remember about him, except for there's one cutscene when I'm pretty sure either he's drowning somebody or someone's drowning him in like a horse trough.
It's what I'm remembering, yeah. It's Frenchie and his other mate. They're both drowning him in a horse trough. Yeah, that's like one of the first times you meet Irish.
Yeah, but he definitely didn't die there.
I don't know. I don't think falling off a cliff. I think it's probably more likely to be accidental gun discharge or shot by police.
Well, Dutch fell off a cliff, didn't he?
Yeah, true.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine it'd be that as well.
When's he going to be doing a bank robbery?
Thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Exactly. There's no banks really in there, is it? Really?
No, true.
Red Dead 1. Yeah. I guess process of elimination suggests a gun discharge.
Like, the thing is, Irish is kind of
50-50
my only thinking of that one is Irish is kind of a comic relief character. I can imagine him. I could imagine him, blowing his own head off or something by accident.
Yeah, he was always pissed as well, wasn't he? So.
All right, let's go with accidental gun discharge. All right, I clicked it. Sorry for the wait, everybody. Okay. Question 10. What is the name of the first Red Dead game? I actually said this just before we started doing this quiz. Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Gunslingers, or there was no game before it? There certainly was. It was called Red Dead Revolver.
Red Dead Gunslingers.
Okay, question 11. What was the name of the zombie DLC for the game? Something else that we literally just spoke about. Night of the Dead, Red Dead Zombies, Red Dead Undead, or Undead Nightmare?
Red Dead Undead.
It was Undead Nightmare, and I'm still really annoyed that they didn't remaster that.
I know. I know. Fantastic
It
DLC.
was really good. Yeah, really good. Question 12. How many main story missions are there in total? Options are 54, 57, 61, 65.
Shit.
This is going to be a total guess.
Well,
I don't know.
straight away, for some reason, my head was going to 50 something.
Oh, okay.
Before I even read them out.
Yeah, that's a good sign. I was talking to Fee the other night. We've been doing loads of quizzes recently, general knowledge and all sorts of stuff. And I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but I'm quite good at quizzes and things. And Fee, we were talking about the other night, and I sort of just said, look, like, although I might seem like I know everything, or I know the question, most of the time I don't. But when you read me a question, a lot of the time, I'll just get a gut feeling about one of them, and 90% of the time, I just go with that gut feeling. Because if you're getting a gut feeling, you must have maybe retained some information before or something.
It's there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, go with if you're thinking 50s, that's probably right.
What was one of them 54?
54 or 57, they're the 50s.
For some reason, I'm thinking 54.
All right, we're going 54. I'm believing in you, bro.
It's shouting
you better
to
not
me.
get it wrong. Question 13. Which of these characters was not a member of Dutch's gang? Bill Williamson, Javier Escuela, Landon Ricketts, or Abigail Marston?
Well, it's Mr.
It
Ricketts.
is. It's one of my favourite characters from the first. Was he even in Red Dead 2? They missed out there, didn't they?
They did miss out, and
I think he was supposed to be like one of the best gunslingers, in the story.
I watched. Yeah, I watched a Red Dead video the other day actually on YouTube, and it was basically collating all the sort of timelines of the two games, and it was like this theory because obviously it all revolves around the Blackwater Massacre, doesn't it? The second game,
Yeah.
and that's where apparently like Landon Ricketts like had all his kills and was amazing, killing all these bandits and helping the lawmen and the Pinkertons.
Yeah.
But there wasn't actually that many people that died in Dutch's gang.
Oh, right.
So there's like a theory that like he's just like a massive bullshitter.
And
he just blows his own
could
trumpet.
Be.
Or they just wrote the game not taking him into account.
Could be. Maybe they want to keep it in mystery a little bit. Don't want to spoil it. Maybe they're planning something else. Who knows?
Who knows?
Question 14. What was the last mount that was obtainable in multiplayer? Was it
in multiplayer?
The Zebra Donkey, also known as a Zonky? It's definitely a Zonky, isn't it? It's not a Zedonk. Because I was talking to Fee about this the other day as to what a Zebra Donkey hybrid is called. And I think she was saying it's called like a Zedonk or something. And I was like, no way, it's a Zonky.
Donkra.
A zebra donkey, a bull, a unicorn, or a buffalo? Now, I didn't max out all the mounts, and I had the bull, so I'm pretty sure it's not the bull.
That's quite a tough one, actually, because we both played the online
a whole lot, yeah.
And I leveled up, I hit max rank several times. You could prestige, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Or it was called something else, but it's basically prestige.
Yeah.
But your mounts leveled up differently to your player level.
Yes, they did, yeah.
So you got the Zonky.
A Zonky, a bull, a unicorn, or a buffalo. I don't know why, but something is pulling me towards the zebra donkey. Like, really? I remember all of these mounts. I remember all the mounts in the game. I just can't remember the order.
Yeah, I remember them all being quite high. I think the buffalo was very high.
Maybe buffalo. I mean, to be fair, actually, I don't remember a unicorn.
I don't remember a unicorn. I remember there being a unicorn
in Undead
Nightmare story.
Because rainbows came out of its butt, didn't it?
It did. It was really rare. But I don't think it was online. Couldn't either be the buffalo or the zebra donkey. I think you could literally go 50-50 on one of those.
All right, well, let me just quickly look in my wallet and see if I've got a coin.
let me quickly get Google out.
Oh, no, as always, I never carry cash, so I don't have any coins.
Wow. I mean, a zebra donkey sounds a bit more impressive.
It does. I'm just trying to think of how many people I saw riding one of those. And I probably saw more people riding a zebra donkey than I did a buffalo. Which is making me think maybe a buffalo is the rarest.
I think buffalo, but...
Alright, well
like
you're the one playing them at the minute. Let's go buffalo. And if it's wrong, you owe me a $5.
Have some tiki.
Okay, question 15. What weapon was not available in the multiplayer? The explosive rifle, the Gatling gun, the lasso, or a cannon?
Oh, that's quite tricky.
I think the explosive rifle was available in the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because I remember you could shoot like at the ground by people and you could launch them with the explosions. I think, anyway.
Yeah, I do remember actually. I think
the lasso is 100%, or the lasso.
Yeah,
100%. That's in it.
It's definitely either the Gatling gun or the cannon.
Oh, actually, no, the cannon, because you could go to that fort in Mexico. Do you remember we used to do that?
Exactly,
and we used to just cannon blast them at the cops as they came around the mountain.
That's what I naturally went to because they were more like impressive weapons. But then I remembered exactly that going to that fort in Mexico. So
maybe it is the explosive rifle then. Because if there's cannons, you'd think there'd be Gatling guns.
Exactly, but I can't remember using a Gatling gun online. I mean, this is years ago.
Yeah, it is. This is literally summer 2011.
I know. Explosive rifle.
I think it's between the Gatling gun and explosive rifle. Actually, yeah.
I sort of remember what you said about the explosive rifle, though.
I'm thinking though, am I getting confused with single player now with that?
Yeah, because I played a lot of both, hell of a lot. I just can't remember it being a Gatling gun.
Yeah, the only Gatling gun really I remember is there's the mission with Wes Dickens where you bust out of his trailer
into Fort Mercer.
Yeah, in Fort Mercer with the Gatling gun. I'm pretty sure there's another mission where you're riding through Armadillo with a Gatling gun. But were there any online? That's the question.
No, I think there's a mission when you're on a train as well with a Gatling gun, but like you barely use it in a single player. So I think
maybe let's go Gatling gun then.
I think that's a good
choice.
Right,
we're going Gatling gun for question 15. Okay, we've finished. We are at the end of the quiz. I can't see how well we did yet. I'm going to scroll down now. The moment of truth. You scored 73%.
Okay.
That's all right. It's
that's not too bad.
I always feel like we got to get at least 60%. You know, we got 73. So let's have a look at what we got wrong and what we got right. Question 1, who saves John Marston? Absolutely correct. Question 2, Beecher's Hope? Correct. Question 3, I Know You is the name of the mission with the stranger? Correct. New Austin and West Elizabeth are the states? That's correct. The song is called Far Away? That's correct also.
We're on a roll.
13 outfits, non-DLC? Correct.
Oh.
The Buffalo Rifle is what's unlocked at the end of the Master Hunter Challenge? Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no way. Question 8. What are the words inscribed on John's grave? We said family man. It was blessed are the peacemakers.
Oh, man.
Okay, that's the first one. It
must have been really small to fit on that cross.
That's the first one. Wrong. Question 9. How did Irish die? Correct, from an accidental gun discharge.
Oh.
I don't remember that at all.
No.
I kind of want to play Red Dead 1 again, actually, after...
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that when I finish this, playing through the second one at the moment, it'd be good to play the first one.
Are you going that way round now, then? So, chronological playthrough?
Well, it'd be interesting to do it that way, because it all sort of match up, won't it?
I might do that, then, actually. I might Blast 2. And
it wasn't my plan, but it makes sense to do it.
Yeah, I am always usually more of a chronological guy rather than a release order guy. All right, question 10, we got right. Red Dead Revolver, of course it was. Question 11, yep. Undead Nightmare was the name of the zombie DLC. We got that right. Question 12, how many main story missions are there in total?
Oh.
We said 54. There was in fact
61?
57.
Oh.
So you were still, I mean, that's still impressive.
Yeah.
That's still impressive, man, to know that there's 50-something missions. I would not have got that.
I mean, as soon as you read the question, I knew 50-something.
Okay, question...
It's a lot of missions, though.
Question 13. Of course, Landon Ricketts was not a member of the gang. Question 14. Okay. What was the last mount obtainable in multiplayer? We went with the zebra donkey. The correct answer was a buffalo. So we should have gone with what we thought.
It's a tough one. Yeah. It's a tough one.
Question 15. Which weapon was not available in multiplayer? We said the Gatling gun. The correct answer was... Hang on. The correct answer was a lasso.
What?
Is that right?
Really?
In multiplayer?
It just makes sense to have it in there.
Maybe that's a full-on like Mandela effect. Maybe we remember using it, but we actually never used it.
Maybe. I mean...
I would say that's wrong, but I wouldn't have thought whatculture.com would have their information wrong.
No, I mean, I trust for quiz. You've got to trust in the process. Yeah. But
okay, well, that's...
just a surprise.
Yeah, I mean...
It just seems like such a basic thing to have in.
I wonder if the servers are still active for the multiplayer of Red Dead 1.
Load it up.
Yeah, man, we should bang out a game. The one thing I loved about Red Dead 1, which annoyed me how it wasn't in Red Dead 2, is how you would always start a game with a Mexican standoff.
Oh, I know. It was
just
great.
So
it was
good.
So good.
I remember playing a game once with Hamby, and we were playing a game of Team Deathmatch, so there was about 8 guys on the one side, 8 guys on the other side. And it was maybe one of the first times Hamby had played Red Dead Online. And I don't think he understood what you had to do. So, it's like, get ready for it, and then it's like, fire or whatever. Like, I'm aiming at people, so as soon as it's like, fire, go, I get a guy down, which is good for me, because usually I just got blasted straight away. I kill a guy, I notice Hamby starts moving, I aim, I kill another guy. Hamby, rather than shoot someone, just runs across the way and decks a guy with a double-barrel shotgun, right? I managed to take out another guy, and the round ends with only me and Hamby alive.
Hamby's having a brawl on the floor.
I got about 4 kills. Hamby decked a guy, and everyone else was dead. But, I mean, it's little fun moments like that that you now can't do in Red Dead 2 because... it doesn't let you do it for some reason.
I think they ruined it. I think also because we're getting older and like so much fun and was simpler.
Yeah.
Like GTA 4 and Red Dead Online was so good.
Really good.
And there was no structure. It was just free roam.
Airport matches, GTA 4.
Yeah, now it feels like it's forced fun.
Yeah. I definitely think that Red Dead Online now is pretty crap compared to how Red Dead 1 Online was.
I know, they've just... It's just fucked. Yeah. I mean, I love the first one, like as you did. I spent so much time the first one online.
Yeah.
Mainly with you and Ernie.
Yeah. Shout out Ernie. God damn, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Just doing random crap and...
riding off that cliff and trying to hit the waterfall or whatever.
Yeah, jumping over the
waterfall. That's it, yeah. Good
but this
times.
one, I probably haven't played 10 hours
online. Oh, I've played probably about 3 or 4 hours online. That's it. And I haven't actually really played with you guys. I've played a little bit on my own. That's it. I just don't really like Rockstar's whole online thing now. But, that's obviously where they're making money. So,
yeah.
Okay, so we have...
As long as they reinvest it into making better games.
Definitely. We have come to the end of this quiz. Now, the question is, Grizzo, do you want to jump straight into the Red Dead 2 quiz, Or do you want to save it for another time? What do you want to do?
Ooh. I'm not sure because we don't know how long it is, do we?
We don't. It doesn't say. I mean, I've got it loaded up. It's from BuzzFeed. It just says if you can get 70%, or if you can't get 70% of this, you need to play the game again, you moron. But it doesn't say how many questions it is. So I don't know. I don't know is the answer. It's up to you, brother man.
I think it should be a part 2.
Okay. Yeah, let's do a part 2, and maybe I'll try and find a better quiz, because I don't usually like this is just a personal thing, but I don't really like BuzzFeed as a website. No. They often like mistreat a lot of their staff and stuff like that. So, but I mean, it was what like I said, I googled like hard impossible quiz, and it just popped up. But yeah, maybe I'll also play a little bit of Red Dead.
Yeah,
reinstall it. I'll play a little bit of it.
Fantastic game.
And then we'll do it again. We'll tackle Red Dead 2 at a future date.
Do it.
So we have actually come to the end of this podcast then, bro. It's been a lot of fun to have you on.
Yeah, man. I've really enjoyed it, actually. It's nice to replace Handy for a week.
It's nice. I like doing these so you think you know gaming quizzes, because it requires like zero preparation. You know what I mean? Like, obviously when we're doing like a big talking episode, I know you are like me. It's like you want to have a lot of points. You want to know what you want to talk about. You got to research it. Takes me most of the working day. Well, I should be at work doing something. I instead plan the podcast, and I quite like these because, I mean, for example, on my page, it literally just says, so you think you know gaming, and then there's just a link to a website. I don't even know why I put the link on the page, but it's there. So yeah, it's nice and easy for us to do. Hopefully you, the listener, enjoy them. I hope you do. It tends to be that these ones get less listens, but I guess that's because they're like more specific. You know, it's like if you don't like that game we're going to talk about, you might not listen to it. But hopefully you did. If you enjoy this podcast, one thing that would really help us is if you leave a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening to it on. Share it around. Comment on shit. I don't know. I always really struggle with the endings of these. Another thing that would really help though is if you have a spare £1 coin jingling around in your pocket, go on to buymeacoffee.com/DudeWutPodcast and send it our way. It just goes towards keeping this podcast.
Get yourself a nice, quick new laptop.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if someone wants to send me like however much a MacBook Pro is now, like God knows, like $2,500 or something, feel free. I could use a new one. We will be back next Tuesday for another episode of DudeWutPodcast. We will... Oh, no, we won't. I was just about to say we'll be back on Friday for another episode of DWP Gaming, but we won't be. There might be some gaming, but there probably won't be a DWP Gaming episode, so we're going to skip that this Friday. So there'll be another one of those the following Friday. Hopefully we'll be playing a bit of Gears of War Horde mode. Should be downloaded by then.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's pretty much everything I need to say. If you want to follow us, we're on Instagram at DudeWutPodcast. We're on Facebook. We literally have 2 followers on Facebook, so please get on there and follow us on there. We're everywhere. Grizzo, as I said, I hope you've had a good time listening. A good time participating. I hope you at home have had a great time listening. If you want to suggest future games that we should talk about, send us an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, everybody, take it easy. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.